Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Grue Room. And for the Grue Room today, we got a very great guest, and he is part of a Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the Dream Warriors. He's played Will, the Wizard Master, and the Wizard Master, and the Wizard Master. And I am really looking forward to talking to him. Dream Warriors is actually my favorite Elm Elm Street film of the series, so this is going to be a really fun time for me. And I am Rocco Cross. I am the host of Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Ira is coming up next. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your night coming on the show. I'm a big fan of Elm Street 3 to Dream Warriors, and this is really cool to be talking to you and interviewing you.
I'm pretty, stoked to be talking to myself too, Rocco. So, no, I'm just as much of a fan of the movie and of the whole series. And I had no idea when I saw the very first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I would be an actor and stuff, but I had no idea that I was going to be in this movie. That was so cool with so many great cast members
No.
and so many great memories. To this day, I still keep in touch with a lot of the people from the cast.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how everything is now, some places don't have the Comic Cons anymore, but some still do, and horror conventions and Comic Cons. And
Yeah.
I, I see like you and some of the cast actually come to these things to meet fans and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We were just in May was the first one since COVID. We hadn't done, in almost a year and a half
Yeah.
or so. It had been a while. So oh man, we had such a great time in Vegas. It was in May. Everything
Vegas.
was done right, and it was a reunion of the Nightmare cast.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we didn't have Heather Lagenkamp. She was shooting a show, a Netflix show in Canada, and we didn't have Robert England, but we had Bradley Gregg, we had Ken Sagos, we had
Nice.
Penelope Sudrow, we had
Nice.
Rodney Eastman, who got married that weekend.
He did.
Yeah, and there were a couple
Wow.
of Dream Warrior characters in his wedding. I mean, it was so cool. Jennifer Rubin was at the reunion, and it was just an amazing group of cast members to get together and hang out and sign autographs and say hi to the fans. And then we also had Annette Benson, who cast us in the movie.
Oh, wow.
She surprised us, and
Wow.
and she lives in Vegas, so she came to the convention. So it was just a great time. And anytime we get to do those conventions, and then we get to hang out
Yeah.
and see each other, we have a blast.
I mean, that's really cool. Like all these years that you and the Dream Warriors cast, like you all still stay in touch and hang out and talk.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, like Rodney Eastman and I are still really close, and I always called Jennifer. She's like my big sister.
Yeah.
Bradley lives just over the hill from me, so we keep in touch.
Nice.
Ken Sagos, he's the shady character. Ken goes in and out, and Penelope is just over the hill too, and Heather lives in Malibu and stuff. So
Yeah.
keep in touch with her. And Robert, we see from time to time. He's, I don't see him as much as everybody else,
Oh yeah.
but he's just as great. We just did 2 years ago, Rocco, on September 8th. We did a reading of Dream Warriors.
Really? Wow.
A cast reading, and it was to raise money for mental health awareness. And we raised 16 grand for the Dee Dee Hirsch Mental Health Foundation. It was amazing, and we did it at the world famous Whiskey A Go Go on Sunset.
Yeah, where all the bands came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So we got to do it there, and we had Robert England read Freddie.
Nice.
And Heather read her role, and I read mine. We had Rodney Eastman, we had Penelope Sudrow, we had Bradley Gregg. The only two that were missing, we didn't have Ken Sagos and we didn't have Jennifer. They were actually in Minnesota doing a convention. They couldn't make it back, but we had a couple other cast members from other Nightmares that took their place. So it was just an
Wow.
amazing night. Yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds definitely sounded fun. Yeah.
Oh, and Chuck Russell, the director,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he read the narration.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And like with this movie, I think it was like the start for Lawrence Fishburne and with oh my god, I'm blank on her name now. The
Heather
uh,
Lagging or
uh,
Patricia Arquette.
Trisha Arquette, like wasn't it like their like start?
Patricia's first movie.
Yeah.
And Lawrence Fishburne had done some kind of small movie called Apocalypse Now,
Okay.
which was a pretty big movie. But it was great to work with him, and Patricia Arquette was awesome.
Yeah,
Craig Wasson. Yeah, Patricia was great. She was so much fun. Boy, and what a talented family, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And like her scream in that film was like classic. Like she definitely had that like that horror scream.
Yep, she did. I can't duplicate that thing, that's for sure. Some people say that my scream was a little weak, but you know, it's all right. Hey, stop laughing. This is supposed to be a serious interview. Okay.
That's true. That's true. You're right. How did you wind up finding out about the role and actually get cast as Will?
So I had moved to California to pursue acting, and I had met a manager named Marilyn Sherman, who was a wonderful manager, and she brought me to Annette to read for this character. And I thought, well, I'm going to get this role because that was me. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I could really, you know, associate to I could really like just feel the character, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun, and I think I went through like 4 or 5 auditions, and then finally got the role, and so I was very excited.
Oh, nice. And do you remember like what was the first scene you ever shot on set for Dream Warriors?
The first scene. It's taking me back because it's been 34
I
years.
know.
So the first scene that I remember doing, actually, now that my memory comes back, is the scene where we're all in the room where it's straight talk only.
Yes, yes.
And it's where we all introduce ourselves and meet, you know, and I go, "Hi, I'm Will Stanton." And as you can see, I've been in a little accident. So that was the very first scene.
Wow, nice, nice. That was a great scene too, because like you know that's when everyone gets introduced to the new breed of kids that Freddy's terrorizing.
For sure. Gosh, Freddie. Yeah, that's where we became we bonded as Dream Warriors, you know. We had to stick together because, you know, nobody had our backs.
Well, yeah, exactly. Except for Heather, because Heather went through that in the first film.
Exactly. Yes. She was on our side. So thank goodness we had somebody to take us into the dreams and kind of lead us.
Yeah, like that's what I like about the film is that you have like a whole new breed of kids now, but you also have Heather who's actually been through it, who's actually fought Freddy and found a way to beat him, and now her with the new kids, it was like a really good mix.
Yeah. No, we all got to band together. Together, we could fight the demon, you know, where when we're separated, it is really tough tough to take on that demon, but everybody together really helped each other out, and with the impeccable knowledge of Heather Langenkamp, yeah, we tried to fight that demon as much as we could.
Nice. Yeah, I'm telling you, that movie's this classic. It really is. Uh, what scene did you love love the most from the Dream Warriors? Like mine is welcome to prime time, bitch. Like that's my scene that I love most from the movie. But what about you?
That's a really good one, Rocco. That is, it's a great one, and you know what she went through
Yeah.
and everything. But I feel, I don't know, not to be biased, but I like my death scene, and
Okay.
I also like the scene where I'm with Rodney and Jennifer, and we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then
Yes.
Lawrence Fishburne comes and has to put me to bed,
Yeah.
and then I get woken up by Rodney because Philip is about to jump, and so we're trying to get him not to do it. So I think that scene just was a great time to get together and try to get him to wake up, you know, but we couldn't wake him up, unfortunately.
And that was like a really great scene because you have all you have Lawrence in it, and your castmates are in it. Like there's a lot of people just in that one scene.
Yep. It was really a lot of fun. Patricia Arquette too comes running in.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. She does. Yeah.
And Jennifer Rubin. So it was really, it was a fun scene. So that's one of my favorites.
Nice. And and which quote from Dream Warriors do you like? I mean, my favorite quote actually is with you and Kruger when you're trying to kill him and he says, "Sorry, kid, I don't believe in fairy tales."
It's a great one. I have to agree with you, Rocco. I think that's my favorite quote.
Okay.
Because I'm the wizard master,
The
and
Wizard Master.
it's all about the dreams, and it's all about trying to be a wizard, and he doesn't believe in it, you know. It's kind of sad.
Oh yeah. Now that when that scene was going on and you were out of the wheelchair and you had all these powers, I I really thought like you were like Will was gonna hurt Freddy, but it just bounced right off him.
I tried, Rocco. I really did. Hey, stop laughing. This is supposed to be serious. Okay.
Exactly. And like how was it working with both Robert and Heather?
Great. Heather was like our mom in a way. She guided us and took care of us. And even when we go to these conventions, she's taking us out to dinner. She's such a sweetheart. Robert was a complete professional to work with. Great guy. He made me laugh when I'm about to die. I'm doing my death scene, and I'm trying to think about dying, but he's dressed up as Freddy Krueger and he's cracking jokes to me.
That's what he does best, right?
Hey, did you hear the one about, yeah, that is what he does best. Good point, Rocco.
And you were like did you watch the first two films before you got cast for Dream Warriors?
I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one till after, but I saw the first one when I was in high school, and it scared the hell out of me, Rocco.
Oh wow, really?
I did not like it. I was very scared.
Oh,
well, I mean, I liked it, but I was very scared.
yeah. Like the first film, Freddy wasn't really funny in the first film. Like he was serious and it like it definitely made it scary. Then and then the films after that, that's when he started making the jokes.
Right.
And and like me personally, when you were playing Will and Will became the wizard master, and just like the whole look of Will, that looks like it inspired Harry Potter.
I have to agree with you. A lot of people say I'm the pre-Harry Potter.
I think so. Like when you watch that movie, the look that Will has, the powers that Will has when he's in the dream mode, like it definitely is almost like Harry Potter, and even the look with
Right.
the glasses and everything. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they might have took that from the film.
I think you're right. It might have been. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. The writer, J.J. Knowles.
Yeah, exactly. And do you hope Will was actually going to be one of the final ones at the end to put Freddy to rest?
Yes, I do. I think it would have been a wonderful addition to see the Wizard Master at the end, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, and even though they put Freddy to rest, Freddy never stays dead.
No, he doesn't. You're right.
And like, how did you get into the role? Like, how did you get into the mind frame to play a character in uh wheelchair?
Well, there were a couple things I did. When I got the role, they gave me about a week and a half to 2 weeks before starting filming. They gave me a wheelchair to practice and see what it was like. So a buddy of mine, Harold Pruitt, and myself, we went into Westwood and over here in Los Angeles, and he took me around and wheeled me around, and I really felt like I could see how people reacted towards
Oh,
a
wow.
kid in a wheelchair. Some people opened doors for me. Other people looked away and just turned away. It was in a quite the experience of learning how to deal with being in a wheelchair.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. And was there any? I mean, I always guess this when they come on the show, and I mean, because someone always has like a story that's funny. Was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories that happened on set when you were filming the Dream Warriors?
Oh my gosh, tons. Um, so there's a scene, my death scene
Mm-hmm.
in the corridor. Well, there's two actually funny stories. So
Okay.
in the corridor at the very end, there's like a little black thing, and if you look at it closely, it's a fake chicken. Somebody hung a fake chicken as a joke.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. The other funny thing is, as the wizard master, as the kid in the wheelchair, I didn't have, I couldn't walk, so
Yeah.
I had socks on. But during the before we were shooting, I was walking around, and my socks got dirty, and so when Lawrence picks me up and puts me on the bed, you could see the bottoms of my socks, and they're completely dirty.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're completely dirty. So if you had seen it on the big screen, you would see 8-foot socks that were dirty. How does a person in a wheelchair get dirty socks? I mean, I guess sometimes maybe their feet drag around or something, but that was one of the funny things.
Oh wow. I never noticed that.
You're gonna have to watch the movie again.
I am gonna have to watch it now just to see Will's socks.
That's right.
And like, how do you feel like this is after all these years, like this film is still as big as ever and still considered by major horror fans the best out of the series?
Feels great. I mean, I think we knew we had something special. Again, it's a great story. Kids at a mental health ward
Mhm.
bonding together to fight a demon, and
Yeah,
and it really touches on mental health and issues and all that stuff. And I think we all knew it was going to be well received. Um, I didn't know, however, that it was going to be as good as it is, um, and still continues to be. Honestly, the gift that keeps on giving. Because here I am, Rocco, talking to you about the movie that I did
sure.
34 years ago.
That's true. You're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And another film that you starred in, like, I have to like, it's actually one of my all-time favorite movies, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And you
Yes.
actually had like one of the leading roles for that film because you did a lot of scenes with her. And how was it like shooting with such a name like her?
It's the best. I mean, to get to work with Freddy Krueger and Cassandra Peterson,
Yes.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, um, I've been blessed with some of these roles and some of these things that I've got to play. I did a fun scene in Father the Bride with Steve Martin. Um, but I have to tell you, Cassandra Peterson was so great, so much fun to work with. I was so excited to get that role. I remember working hard on the audition and reading lines with my buddy Sherman Allen, and he helped me get prepared for the movie, and then I got the auditions and got the job, and getting to work with those people and being one of the kids in the town was a
Yes.
blast. And
Yes.
yeah, Cassandra was the best.
Nice. Uh, I always find that funny with the film because like you got Elvira who's not ashamed of showing how great her body is, and all these teenagers that are following her around because of how she looks.
Yep. It's yeah, one of the lines in there when we're not talking to her anymore, she comes up to me and goes, 2 days ago we were bosom buddies, and puts her body right in front of my face. Um, yeah, the writers, it's such a great movie. It was so funny, and so a lot of the people from that movie also I keep in touch
Oh, really?
with. Pardon me.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And with that film, like, what scene would you say you had like the most fun shooting?
Oh my gosh, that one I don't remember as much as
Okay.
Nightmare, but I would say um, the first time that we got to meet her, that was a great one.
Nice.
Yeah, when she comes into town with the car and the
That
hood
car,
pops
yeah.
open, yeah, and we all jump in there and help her. We're
Uh,
racing to help the lady.
nice. And
Yeah.
just gonna ask another couple questions and that's it.
Okay.
Um, by being someone who's in horror and in one of the biggest horror films ever, uh, do you like horror movies? And if you do, what are some horror movies you love to watch?
So believe it or not, I was not a big horror fan.
Okay.
Um, the horror movies scared the hell out of me. And I was much better with comedies and stuff. But um, the classics like Dracula and Frankenstein, some of those are great movies.
Nice. And what about songs? Like, what kind of songs do you listen to? What's on your playlist?
What kind of songs? Oh my gosh. Um, I love the Beatles. I love the Leonard Cohen. I love. Gosh, let's see. Who else do I love? Uh, U2.
Nice.
I also a big fan of Styx.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, really like Radiohead. Big fan of Radiohead. Um, and I like classical music too.
Awesome. And do you have anything coming out like you want to push your plug, like any films or TV
I
or anything?
I do.
Oh, all right.
Um, there's two things that are going to be coming out. First one will be in November, November 19th, I believe. It's the new Ghostbusters movie.
Nice.
Yeah, I get to do voice work in it, and there's these mini Stay Puffed characters, and I get to voice a couple of them. So
Oh, nice.
getting to work on that film, it's going to be a great movie. Just trust me, it's amazing. And Jason Reitman is the director,
Mhm.
and his father is a producer. It's going to be awesome. I'm dying to see the whole thing because I only saw bits and pieces
Oh,
doing the
okay.
audio. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Tell everyone to go see the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie.
Yes.
And
Because
this go
um
on.
I'm sorry, that the guy, the kids in it, the one from the TV series Stranger Things.
Right.
Yeah, he's the lead for the film, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's very, very good. And then the other thing is, I produced a documentary on a buddy of mine called, it's about Brandon Lee. Do you know the actor who was in The Crow?
You were you were friends with him?
Yeah.
That's my all-time favorite movie.
Wow.
I love The Crow. Like my favorite movie of all time. I even interviewed the 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 lady that's in the film, Bei Ling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, Brandon was a great friend.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yep. Unfortunately, I only knew him for 4 years, but yeah, a very good friend. And we used to go mountain biking, and we used to play
Really?
racquetball, and go out to see bands and everything. We just grew all tight, all hung out. Brandon's best friend was Bill Allen, who was in the movie Rad, um, the '80s bicycle movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lou Diamond Phillips. We were all hanging out, and it was very sad what happened to him. Very tragic.
I know.
But we did a documentary, and we interviewed a lot of people, and so that's going to be coming out sometime next year.
I definitely want to see that guy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of him, huge fan of The Crow, and oh
Right on.
man, uh, like real fast before, like how did you wind up meeting him and becoming friends with him?
So I first when I first came out here, I got into an acting class, and because of my manager Marilyn Sherman, and Bill Allen was in the same acting class,
Okay.
and we became great friends. And then I went off and did a couple of movies and came back, and he was in a different acting class with Milton Casellas or Lynette Casellas, I think. And Brandon was in that class. And so Bill and Brandon became super good buddies. And
Nice.
then we started playing poker together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And where can fans find you at, like with your pages and stuff like that?
So there's the Ira Heiden page, which is on Facebook. And that's where I do all my postings and stuff like that. But there's also Ira Heiden on Twitter, I think. I don't tweet as much, but you can find me there at some point. Um, so those are the two basic places. And the Ira Heiden page, there's a lot of fun pictures that I post from like from the movie Nightmare and from Elvira and different things.
And any cons coming up or anything? Like any horror conventions, comic cons?
I think there's one at the end of February in Texas, but I'm not
Okay.
too sure exactly about it. Let's just see if it's safe enough to go, hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you again for taking time out and coming on the show. It was really fun doing this, and like the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is my favorite of the series. I love the cast. I love your character, Will, the Wizard Master. In my opinion, it was early Harry Potter.
Yep.
And
Well, remember, Rocco, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
exactly. Oh man, this is great. Thanks, man. Thanks for
Absolutely.
doing this.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much for taking your time out and making this show and reaching out to a lot of actors and stuff like that. It's great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right.
All right, buddy. Have a good
In the,
night.
in the name of Lorik, Prince of Elves, goodbye.